Hey, we're back. And the only thing standing between me and a juicy steak is talking to this guy. Dan Moore is here, and we're going to talk to him and see what he thinks is going on in the automotive industry and where we should be pointing our focus to so that we have more success in 2026. Dan Moore, how are you?
I'm fantastic.
Thank you so much for being here.
It's always exciting to be here.
So, you love in Vegas? I love NADA
It's
in
warm.
Vegas.
It's warm.
Oh my God, it was 9 degrees when I left home. It is 70 degrees here and beautiful and sunny.
And we're in here.
That's true. We are in the Las Vegas Expo Hall, but we're having a grand old time.
Absolutely.
This is a very well-attended NADA. Wouldn't you say?
It's looking good.
Yeah, so far so good. So I asked you here because I want to talk about that 4-letter word.
Oh, this could be fun.
Yeah. Data.
It's always the data.
Wait, I had this conversation briefly with my previous guest, Brooke Furness. Do you say data or data?
Data.
Is it correct or is not correct?
It's in the eyes of the beholder, my friends. Who am I to judge how people pronounce data, data?
Do you say
Duda?
GIF or GIF?
Yeah, I call it GIF.
Really?
No.
Okay, it's a GIF, all right. Which by the way,
Coo-it.
this is going straight down very, very fast.
By the way, we're at the closing act of this day one, so punchy is a thing.
That's true. I haven't drank.
That's the data. That's the data, by the way.
Data. Need all the data. Okay.
Yep.
So no, let's talk seriously. First of all, you wrote a fantastic book. Tell everyone the name of your book.
Do more, get more.
Do more.
Had nothing to do with automotive, but it was a fun little project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should do it again. Great American Novel.
I might do another one. Yeah.
Maybe a how-to.
Yeah.
Really?
Maybe.
Are you breaking news for us right here and now?
Not yet.
Okay. Maybe later.
Maybe later.
Available on Amazon?
Yes.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay. And then
or you can catch my TED Talk. It's free. It's online. Easy to watch.
I was just going to say the TED Talk. Stole my thunder.
There it is.
Don't do it again, Dan.
All right.
Okay.
Data. We still haven't gotten to data, guys, but we're going to get there. I promise you.
Okay. So everything I want to talk to you about is really what advice can you give to dealers so that they just have a better year, 2026? Yep. Right now, we have affordability issues that are preventing buyers from buying cars. We have EVs floating around, and there's some discrepancy as to whether or not people actually want EVs or if they want a hybrid. We have a lot of things happening with 2 little letters, AI. People are very, very concerned about that. And then, as I already pointed out, and as our previous guest pointed out, a lot of stuff, a lot of sins can be solved by really taking a hard look at the data and then making data-driven decisions.
Correct.
So we have a lot of things we could talk about.
You want me to just hammer that one in one big roll?
Do it.
Okay, great. So data. I think a lot of people talk about data, and the missing component to there is at the end of the day, we're car people. So the biggest data point, the secret report that very few people talk about, are you selling and servicing more cars? That's it.
That's the
first start of everything.
If you are, then you're good. You should just hands off.
If you are, you're going to look and see what you're doing right, and you're going to figure out how to continue to amplify it. If you're not, you're going to start looking backwards. So now I'm going to look at my people and my process. Yeah, I know. It's the people and the process that makes the big difference. I'm going to look at my people and process to see what we're doing there. Are we getting enough quality leads? Are we working them? And then I'm going to go from there and look at my marketing. What am I doing? What are the tactics that we're going? Does it align with my strategy? And what's my spend and what's my return? And if you're measuring marketing, it's really quite simple. It's measuring hard conversions, which is text, chat, form fill, click to call, and saying that now for over, I guess, 10 years.
Only 10?
Only 10. Rest of it's a lot longer. But when you're looking at it that way, that's the biggest point. But the problem is we're starting the conversation in Fantasy Island and buzzwords and smoke mirrors and shows and all that fun stuff and just that are going, are we selling and servicing more cars?
So you make it sound like all we do, we just have to get back to the basics.
Correct. We've lost the basics because we've jaded it with data because we have big data, and big data just paralyzes us from decision making.
Okay. Does any of this have anything to do with what happened during COVID when it was real easy to sell a car at a really high markup?
Now, it depends on what...
Did we get lazy? as an industry. And it was like, this is really easy to sell cars. As soon as the car comes, it's out the door.
We enjoyed the season, but we got to remember, we didn't start COVID easy because we started freaking out of oh my gosh, things aren't working.
Oh, that was scary.
And so came in the ability to go deliver cars, create better experience. So there were some wins that came from COVID, more so than just, hey, we sold a lot of cars and we overgrossed on it. There were some things that happened well as far as service goes. If you think about COVID, it was really where the dealers, Carvana was getting a good launch pad and they were on their trajectory. If it wasn't for COVID, they would have taken over even more. But COVID leveled the playing field because then dealers started to go, well, we can deliver to your house. Digital retailing in its short lifespan, that was its perfect little window of life.
Wait. What do you mean short lifespan? Digital retailing is still happening.
Okay.
It's still a thing.
Sure.
It's not a thing?
I mean, I still go visit dealers all the time and I've yet to see anybody take it from start to finish in a DR tool. But I'll wait. Because the data's there, by the way.
What do you think is preventing that from happening?
The problem is that we built a solution.
Other platforms are doing it.
They're doing it
like a Carvana.
A Carvana is, but again, think about the percentage. Think about certain things. When you buy a house, do you buy a house without seeing it?
I don't.
I can't tell. I mean, if you're buying it as far as investment, you may kind of like skip some steps. But for the most part, it's a large purchase. So what do you want to do? I want to go touch it, feel it. There's things that have to happen.
Yeah, because in the pictures.
Right. That picture, well, let's not even get started on pictures because we still haven't gotten that right. We've been talking about it for 25 years. But I digress.
We're going to talk about pictures, people.
No, we're not. For the love of Pete. Merchandise your stuff. It's simple. Sign up for DEP. They can actually help you.
Yeah.
See that? I know my products.
He knows how to make me happy.
But I think the missing element is we don't take the time to understand what the consumer really wants. We assume what the consumer really wants.
Do they not want to buy a car, make it easy, and get a good deal?
Correct, but does that take digital retailing?
Could it not also be done on digital retailing?
Why?
Some people are weird, and they like to do it that way.
The consumer wants, there's two things everybody's fighting for. Time and convenience and experience. Maybe three. We'll go three in there. And so when you think about that, I threw that one in there. But number one, think about, well, how did you get here? You flew here, right?
I did.
And do you travel a lot?
Fair amount.
Do you have status?
I do.
If you didn't have status, you'd be really bummed out the fact that you were the last person on the plane, probably had to check your bag. Oh, there it is. There it is.
Because if I have to fly on a different carrier, I don't have status. I only have status on my carrier.
Okay, great. So when I come buy a car, I want to feel special. I'm going to spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
What hotel are you staying at?
You really want me to tell people what hotel I'm staying at?
Yeah, well, leave it alone. You're probably staying at a nice hotel. The reality is when you checked in, they're very nice to you. You probably got some nice little pampering. It was a very good, nice experience, right?
Absolutely.
Again,
quick, easy check-in.
Correct. So we're not checking the boxes on the consumer wants an experience. We all want experiences. We get caught up in the fact that we are so locked into how we look at the business, we don't look at it as a consumer anymore. And we've got to go back to looking at we are a consumer.
Yeah.
So if you don't like to be treated a certain way, why are you treating the consumer that way? Because when you go buy something somewhere else, you want to feel special. You want to feel like a VIP. You want these things.
Okay, now I feel like you're talking about the in-store experience and not the data about the experience.
But again, that digital retailing is supposed to be soup to nuts, right? You're missing the human element. The human element still plays. So you're speeding up time, meaning could I do some of my paperwork? Could I pre-imp my experience so I have a better experience? Yes, but that's not the complete solution of how DR was built. DR was built, hey, you go on here and you do everything and then here's the car. Not everybody wants that.
But, okay.
The data shows a very low turn, right? So again, this is
from start to finish, but
correct. Because people want the experience.
But I think some people are comfortable taking it to a certain point and then finishing it being held by the hand.
But it's not if you look at what's going on the websites, it's an all or nothing play. Well, you're forced to go through the.
Not on our website.
But if you look at some of the DR tools, they force you through the whole piece, and not everybody wants to go through the whole journey that way. So yes, they want the experience, so you've got to break it up in what fits them. There's a small percent that still, to this point, will transact all the way through. The majority want to expedite the research. Does this fit my? And again, I think this is where digital retailing's miss is. What the consumer really wants is, what's my payment?
Yeah, that's true.
Not every customer is writing a check for the full pop.
Do you think it's different between generations? Do you think there's certain generations that are like, they will never touch DR? And then other generations are like, yeah, let me give this a shot. See if everything saves me time.
Everything is time and understanding. So number one, just because you buy it or build it, let's say, if you don't educate the consumer on what is the process and how to go through the process, then it's a friction because you're making them do something they don't understand.
Right.
Right. So it's like, yeah, I got digital retailing. Did you tell the consumer? Did you market it? Did you tell them how easy the experience is? Do you tell them what to expect? We don't. Right. So that's the part about the experience that I think we're missing. And then it doesn't get picked up in data. Data doesn't always pick up the human element. There's certain points that where data becomes dangerous because you can't quantify certain behaviors.
Wait a minute. Did you say data becomes dangerous? I thought data was supposed to open your eyes to the truth.
No, data can be manipulated to tell whatever story it needs to tell on the benefit of the presenter.
Damn, you can't say that out loud.
I'm just being honest, folks. Been in the data land for far too long. You can't.
How can a dealer know if their data is being manipulated?
What I say is it's very simple. Focus on the outcome. Are you selling and servicing more cars? Yes or no? What are the number of leads you're coming in? What's your conversion rate? And then look at what marketing, what is it bringing to you? What is it bringing to your website and traffic? What is it bringing to conversion? And then from there, you kind of get that nice clean arc. You don't need to over-index and go down rabbit holes or bait and switch on KPIs. It's just very simple. And again, we get way too far in and we're trying to debate certain outcomes that don't matter.
So you're saying basics. So what are the KPIs that we should be looking at, and which KPIs are just pie in the sky stupidness that's just taking up your time?
Yeah. So KPI, there's what makes sense and what are signals. So if we're talking about like people still talk about VDP views, SRP views. Those are great indicators of what your inventory is meaning to the consumer. So if my SRPs are high, my VDPs are low, they've scanned my inventory and they're not finding anything that connects.
Okay.
Right. Which, by the way, I will give DEP a lot of credit in this category. The inventory reporting, here we are in the data, the inventory reporting is very valuable in the back end of DEP because you can look at all of the cars and see how many views, how many leads. So it gives you a clear indicator and you can look at it like, hey, number of
by the car.
Yes.
By the car.
And that
is a DEP exclusive, by the way.
It's kind of a big deal. But again, and that's the other piece too is there's the quadrants of what you should be looking at. Inventory is the bell of the ball, but we get hyper-focused on marketing. Okay, great. You can spend all the money you want in marketing, but if you only have 50 cars on the ground, how many cars can you sell? If you have 50 cars on the ground and your average close rate is, I'll give you a benefit of the doubt, maybe 15%.
Ooh, that's a very
high number. I'm going to play high numbers. It's really much lower, but I'm for the sake of argument, maybe 10. But you take that number and you go, okay, well, I got 50 new cars on the ground. I had a whatever percent close rate. My odds of closing are this, and I'm spending, $45,000 on paid search. This math isn't mathing. So that's where it's just like, look at the data that way. We're too focused on the data is being used as an accountability metric to put judgment on either which way. The partner that you're working with, they're either presenting data to justify their means, and you're using data to justify why you shouldn't pay them what you're paying them. So the problem
is... Are they both right?
Well, they both are wrong. They're both right and they're both wrong because what's happening is we're not focusing on, hey, what worked, what didn't work, what do we need to tweak? Meaning, let's take the data and look at how do we make improvements and agree that, hey, maybe this campaign didn't work. It doesn't mean that the vendor didn't do their job. It just means like, hey, that campaign didn't work in your area. Maybe you didn't have enough inventory. Maybe there's just not enough search intent.
How long do you go down a path before you start tweaking?
I don't go down that's what I'm saying. Most of the dealers I work with, I keep it very shallow and go, here's what's happening. Let's make these few adjustments. And to make small incremental tweaks because sometimes we go too aggressive and then we go, well, I didn't miss anything. Well, you didn't miss anything because you weren't really tracking anything. And number two, you have basically bought your way out of operational inefficiencies. You wouldn't know whether you made a good decision or not because again, some of the problem, people and process. When I looked at 7-8 years of VistaDash, the biggest thing that was the takeaway for me was the amount of spend going into marketing to cover operational inefficiencies, meaning holding people accountable, making them work the opportunities. I need more leads. Well, no, you don't, because you're just buying more leads because your people are cherry picking and you're burning money because it's interesting because obviously dealer funnel, when we turn the AI on, and we set the automation points on the different buckets of consumers. Like say, for example, we'll go, VIN solution client, mark bad lost, right? Well, we'll run the AI in there and start having that work, those leads. Holy smokes, we sell cars. Just had a dealer we turned it on for. And over like a 60-day span, they sold 6 cars out of that, just working that little dead bucket.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of things, because again,
In a 30-day period?
in like about 30, 45-day period.
It's really
So
good.
it's interesting,
That's
right?
like found money.
Right. And think about it this way. We're as salespeople, I mean, again, grew up in the car business, sold cars at 19. We're in the now business. My attention span is what's right now in front of me. So I'm going to work an opportunity. Again, we found out it's roughly 72 hours, then we quit. So if we quit in about 72 hours and we just keep checking the box on the CRM, yep, I did that. Yep, I did that.
Man.
Right. Well, if we have something working that opportunity, right, that's not, maybe non-human at the point, this is the bridge between human and AI. And I think this is where it really does make sense is when you have AI working the things that people
Don't want to do.
or shouldn't necessarily do, because that's, you want them to do the best of the best, meaning I want a true hand raiser that's closer to buying. That's where my people need to come in. So if you have AI work those lead sources that maybe the team doesn't like those OEM leads, and they cultivate that and get the hand raiser, then the human takes over. Oh my gosh. Well, then now what you're starting to look at is now I'm reducing my overall marketing budget by 25%, 35%, because I'm getting into the opportunities and I'm truly working quality over quantity. And that's where the operational efficient gains are. And that's where the real data is.
I could talk to you all day.
I know it's a lot of fun. This is like soapbox for me.
Okay, last question, because I've been asking everyone the same thing. So here we go. Dan Moore,
Yes.
what do you think dealers need to focus on so that they see more success in 2026? Is there one thing?
Yeah, no, sorry. Easiest one. I say it all the time. I'm never going to stop saying it. Your people are the most important thing in your business. And if you're not focused on them, you're not selling any more cars and you're not servicing any more cars.
Preach it, baby.
I mean, need I say more?
So hire good people, train them well, take care of them.
Stop buying buzzwords. Focus on your people and your process. That gain is there.
The man, Dan Moore, said it as perfect. Perfect.
Thank you
So much. Thank you so much. So we are done with day one of NADA 2026.
6.
God,
Whoa.
oh my God, I almost said 2024. This is terrible. I really got to eat. Are you taking me out for steak?
Let's go. Steak.
Steak, baby. Let's go.